everybody, it's Christine. Today I have a video for you showcasing the adhesive sheets from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. The one I'm working with today is a 12 by 6 adhesive sheet, and I'm going to use it to make paper piecing a background together a little easier. Now, these adhesive sheets work really great for die cuts and cut files and punches and all sorts of things. I'm going very basic today. I am just cutting some strips of patterned paper, and then I'm going to cut those into smaller strips after I've got them with the adhesive on the back. So what I've got is two 3-inch wide strips here, and I'm gonna do a couple more off camera, but I don't want you to have to sit and watch the same thing over and over and over. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my adhesive sheet to add those to it. So right now I'm just trimming down what I'm going to be using for the background of the rest of the layout. And then I will be using several of these patterns as a paper pieced part. So there I've got 3 pieces that I'm really happy with the combination. Now I'm going to just peel off the yellow backing, and I'm going to add each strip to this. Obviously I'm going to need 2 of these sheets because I've got 9 inches worth of strips in width, but showing you what these 2 look like. So I'm adding those on there, and then what that's going to do is that's going to give them an adhesive background. So now what I'm going to do is take my paper trimmer, and I am going to just cut them into strips that are the size that I want. So I'm going to cut them to about 1 inch. So they'll end up being about 1 inch by 3 inches for each one, kind of looking like planks, if you will. And then I'm going to just peel off the back of each piece, and I will add those right on. Now, this just speeds the whole process up a little bit, and it ensures thorough coverage. A lot of times when I'm doing a project like this, I end up with like little edges sticking up and stuff because I don't have thorough coverage. I didn't go over enough spots, be it with my glue runner or a liquid adhesive. And it's not that like you can't go back and fix that, but it's nice to have these so well covered that you don't have to even think about it. And so that is something that this ensures. Now, the same way that I did this, you could put patterned paper onto the adhesive sheet and then run it through and cut with a metal die cut, and you would have adhesive on the back of your metal die. Or you could use punches and you'll have adhesive already. So it basically just turns them into stickers. I really like the 6 by 12 size, but we also do have a 4 by 6 size and I believe a 12 by 12 size as well. So there's a lot of options there for you if you want it bigger or smaller. And you get a lot of bang for your buck because you get a lot in each package. So it's a really great addition to your adhesive arsenal as you're creating, especially if you like to use pieces that you need thorough coverage on. It's not for everything that you need coverage like that, but there are definitely cases where you want that to happen. Now, the next thing I'm going to do once I've got these all secured on there, I'm going to go ahead and add some of this burlap looking paper to the right side of the layout. And I'm just going to use my Easy Runner Grand to adhere that. Here, again, I don't need thorough coverage because that middle is going to stick just fine because of the outside. And so I'm going to just do it that way. And I just am using the regular cartridge that comes in it in the original packaging. Then I'm going to just trim off my excess where I've got some excess before I continue on. So now you can see I've got a very simple right-hand side of my layout and a much busier left-hand side. I'm going to add this sticker border right along the middle there just so that it will show a good separation between the 2 different things that are going on in the layout. Now, when you build a layout like this and you have a pretty complicated background going on, it takes a lot of the end work out of your project. So where I am now, I'm not going to have too much more to do because I've already got a lot going on. Whereas if I did a really simple background, you're going to do a lot more for embellishing and maybe more mixed media and more layers and all that stuff. And so this is one of those cases where you can call it in a little earlier. So as you can see, I've got my 2 pictures there. Both of them are matted with some patterned paper that came in the kit. Just a really pretty aqua blue color. It was a really nice subtle pattern on it, so it worked well for matting pictures and also was a good way to bring in some additional color. Then I'm gonna add on my title, which is gonna be just fall, but I'm going to add a little bit to that here in a little bit. And I've got that fox on there because my son is in a picture with a whole bunch of foxes. So I'm going to build on that fall title to have some notes about the foxes. Now, right now I am doing some outlining, and all I'm doing is going around each little plank that I added and outlining it, for the reason that everything was getting a little bit lost in all the combination. And so you can see how just by going and outlining there, I break things up quite a bit and let each little pattern pop a little bit more. Really simple way to do it. Yes, I made some mistakes here and there. You're never going to notice unless you're really looking for the mistakes though, because it's just well covered with the all the patterns going on. Now you can see I've added some more for my title there. I did that off camera because it took me a while. But what I added was autumn leaves and foxes, please. And I took the fall off because the fall just was not quite working. And I really like how this came out. These are some Doodlebug letter stickers. And then I also added on some white photo corners just to give a little more pop to my entire set of photos there. I got this saying that I used for the title from a sign I saw in a store. It said, "Autumn leaves and pumpkin, please." And I thought it was really cute, and I thought I would actually use it in that format. So I took a picture of it so I would remember it. And as I was playing with this layout, I realized "and foxes, please" worked really well also. So I went down that road instead. I'm going to bring in an additional little pop of color to the top there by just adding a banner that is in the same patterned paper that I matted my pictures with. And I'm going to just add some little embellishments here and there to bring some attention up to that corner. Like I said, this whole thing doesn't require a ton of embellishing or a ton of extras because you've got a lot going on thanks to the patterned papers already. Which, you know, sometimes we really want to play it up in the embellishments. Sometimes you want to really play it up in the background. And that's a design decision that you have to make as you are creating or as you're planning, whichever your approach is in things. But you do definitely, like you can see, if I went too crazy here, I was going to really lose everything. The whole thing was going to just be too much. And so this was a good chance to be very thoughtful about which embellishments I wanted to go on there. So there you have it. Very simple, but interesting layout with a lot going on. And you can check out all the close-ups of it over at the Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L blog, which I will link you up to down below. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you're having a wonderful fall, and we will see you again soon.